A moment's silence there in memory of Hidalgo López Linares. And we are now ready for the game to begin. Jorge Figueroa, the referee, ready to make his final checks and blow the whistle. It's Extremadura in the blue and red who get this game underway. An enthusiastic home crowd today at the Estadio Francisco de la Era. The locals delighted by their team's turnaround in form. Not so long ago, Extremadura looked odds-on for relegation. But they really have turned things around since the appointment of Manuel Mosquera as manager. 7 very experienced striker, Álvaro Vázquez, on loan from Espanyol. There is Manuel Mosquera. What an outstanding job he's done. Must be in the running for manager of the season, which is a bit, maybe much to say for someone who's only been in post for half a campaign, but the turnaround has been remarkable. We also saw there Victor Fernández, a legend of Real Zaragoza, back for his third spell now after being reappointed at the club in December. It's not been the campaign that Zaragoza wanted or expected. They would very much expect to be up battling for promotion rather than battling just to stay in the division. It looks like they're going to achieve that aim, and we can start to plan for next season. But still very much a danger for these two teams, that if they go into a slump now, they could get dragged into the relegation battle in the remaining games. Ball back with Casto, the Extremadura goalkeeper. His kick is controlled by Alfredo Ortuño. Ortuño scored the only goal last week for Extremadura, a 1-0 win at Nastic Tarragona. Ross down to Alex Munoz and Diogo Velázquez. Well worked from the visiting side. A heavy touch from Carlos Nieto allowed Roberto Olave to come over and make the challenge. Throw in. Nieto's throw in, and Munoz goes back to the goalkeeper. Well, hopefully we'll have goals today. Zaragoza have scored 3 in their last 2 away games. A 3-0 win at Cordoba a couple of weeks ago, and before that a 3-3 draw at Cardiff. So they've been hitting the target on their travels recently, Zaragoza. It's a warm day in the south of Spain. Day turning into evening as this game gets going, but still it's hot down there. You can see fans fanning themselves the background there is Zarfino, Quique Marquez, Lolo Gonzalez, the two central defenders, and Jose Antonio Pardo and Borja Granero. Forward to Otoño, who's just caught a little late by Diogo Berrasca, the Portuguese central defender on Zaragoza. The free kicks is worked to the left. Well done by Alberto Pereira. Otoño trying to bring it down. A whistle was blown, maybe for a handball by Otoño inside the penalty area. But it was good play on the left by Alberto Pereira. Then Otoño couldn't quite control it. Here's the cross. Not clear from that angle, don't think it was an offside. And the arm of the referee isn't raised as it would be for an offside, so I think it must have been a handball. A wayward kick from Christian Alvarez. Here's Roberto Alave. Good ball inside. Not great control though by Quique Marquez, and Zaragoza can clear the lines. Well, there's been a game of interest to these teams already today in the Segunda División. Finished just before this one got underway, and it was Sporting Gijón 0, Lugo 0. There's a collision in midfield there. May need some treatment. But that result was significant because Lugo came into this weekend occupying the bottom relegation place, say the last relegation place of the fourth from bottom they were. And that point brings Lugo dead level with Numancia and Rayo Majadahonda, who play later in the weekend. And it's good news really for Extremadura and Zaragoza that only 1 point gained by Lugo. That keeps them a fair way below both of them. Here's Quique Marquez. He's got Zarfino nearby in support. Sends in the cross. He did well there. Had to be cleared by Verasca. Enterprising start from Extremadura. They've been largely on the front foot. Well, that's been lost by Ale Diaz, who went on a winding run, the right back. Out of position now. Olave sprinting back to cover for him. That's good awareness. As the ball comes in from the right, deflected. The shot on the turn from Marc Gual. He's wide of the post of Casto. There's Marc Gual, 23-year-old, spending the season on loan from Sevilla. He has 5 goals so far this season, does Gual. But 3 of those came in one game a couple of weeks ago, that 3-0 win I mentioned at Cordoba. A hat-trick for Gual there. Here's Javi Ross, the captain. Julian Delmas in the right back position. Ross up to Raul Gutierrez and spread wide. Good ball. Alvaro Vázquez. And his cross is too deep. And no trouble for the Extremadura defence. Another result today of interest was Nastic Tarragona 2, Mallorca 1. That's a big surprise because Nastic have been in a terrible run of form and would have been mathematically relegated if they'd lost that game. And instead, winning to keep their very, very slim hopes of survival alive. And Mallorca had been flying high. 3 wins in a row for them, up to 4th place, but they lost at Nastic, so really just shows again how competitive this division is. Nastic, supposed no-hopers coming into this weekend against Mallorca, pushing hard for promotion. And Nastic it was who got the points. 10 minutes played here at the Estadio Francisco de la Era. A fairly even game so far. Here's Olabe inside to Zarfino. Ikbekemi gets back to get a foot in and win the ball back for Zaragoza. Alex Munoz now. The game is goalless, just past that 10-minute mark. Ikbekemi again finds Vedasca. Now Dalmas and Ross. Good pressure applied by Extremadura, but they've worked their way through that press well, and this is promising from Zaragoza. Forward comes Carlos Nieto. And now Alvaro Vázquez again. Nieto back to Javi Ross, slightly heavy on the control, but he's found Dalmas, who can send in the cross towards the far post, and it needed the defensive header from Ale Diaz. Behind for a corner. They've been moving the ball pretty sweetly at times, Zaragoza, today. And this was the latest break forward. Again, looking for that deep cross to Vázquez that we saw cause problems very early on. Corner it is, the first of the game. Flicked on at the near post. And back now. They're appealing that the ball had gone out for a goal kick on that second cross, and the linesman agreeing goal kick is the decision. And there's that initial flick. Actually, it was the defender, Ale Diaz, who got his head on it dangerously across goal, and then Alvaro Vázquez couldn't keep it in. Gio Zarfino back to Borja Granero. Now wide for Olabe. He can't find Quique Marquez as Ikbekemi steps in. Well done by Nieto, and then the ball through. First time by Alvaro Vázquez, looking for the run of, I think it was Pep Biel, who was trying to get on the end of that. Playing with a 3-man forward line today, Zaragoza. Vázquez on the left, Marc Gual in the middle, and Pep Biel down the right. Plenty of attacking intent from them. There's a free kick there, goes against Lolo Gonzalo. Going through the back of Biel, so Zaragoza can build from the halfway line with the captain, Ross. Patient in the build-up this time. That's a poor pass, though, from Ross, giving it straight to Olabe, who gives it straight back to Vedasca. And now he goes cross-field. Good ball. Alvaro Vázquez, he's got Pep Biel in the middle, looks for him, and it's a good defensive touch from Borja Granero. It was needed. It was actually Gual who was looking to get on the end of it. A thumbs up from him to Alvaro. Playing the cross first time. Didn't even take a touch as he ran onto that long ball, and then Gual trying to turn it home. Needed the good defending from Granero. Biel with the corner. Played deep, headed down. And the referee's seen an infringement. Free kick goes the way of Extremadura. was a bit of a push there from Alex Munoz in the back of the defender. Ortuño trying to head that one on, and he's a powerful presence in the air up front. They'll use that long ball to him to try and get the flick-ons, dominate in the air, as Vázquez does here. Gual does well to hold on to the ball under pressure. Ross, Igbekeme turns into a challenge. Lolo Gonzalez was slow as well. And now forward comes Raúl Gutiérrez, tries to slide it through. It comes out now for the cross from Delmas. And again, as far as Ross, given away by Igbekeme. There could be a chance for a break now for Extremadura. They get the free kick. And the yellow card as well, shown to the captain, Javi Ross. Real veteran performer, the number 10. 29 years old now. That was his foul on Alberto Pereira that led to the yellow card. Ross started off his career with Real Sociedad. Ended up with Zaragoza since 2016. A native of Pamplona, the home of Osasuna, the league leaders. Looks like they for sure are going up. Who will join them though? Very tight one that. Neither of these teams though, we can say that much. There's a flick there from Pep Biel to Igbekeme. He gets it back from Nieto. Gual given something to chase that was easily dealt with by Pardo, but poor clearance, and Gual now, great chance! Good save by the leg of Castro, stuck out his left boot and denied Marc Gual the opener. Extremadura playing themselves into trouble there. Pardo initially looked like he dealt with it, but a poor clearance. And Gual was in. Best chance of the game so far. And Zaragoza just continuing to look the more convincing team coming forward at the moment. See there, the third shot of the game for Gual, and that was the biggest chance he's had. See it again, there's the poor clearance. Picked up by Alvaro, certainly no offside. Gual through. Tried to guide it inside that far corner. Here they come again, Igbekeme, Gual. Deflection, where's that going to end up? Oh, it's in! A calamitous own goal! Off the post and off the end. In the end, the hand of Castro, I think it'll go down as his own goal. A freakish deflection from the cross by Gual. Well, the goal had been coming, but not like that. You won't see many goals like that. The cross looping up, remarkable. Let's see the replay of it. Delight for Victor Fernandez, the Zaragoza coach, and those travelling fans. Again, it was Extremadura playing themselves into trouble to a great extent, with Lolo dwelling in possession. And then look at this, the cross from Gual takes a big deflection, headed onto the post by Ale Diaz, and then it just hit Castro on the hand. There you go, and it drops over the line embarrassingly. The ball was embarrassed to go in there, didn't even reach the net. Can't say that one went into the back of the net, just dribbled over the line. I think that'll have to go down as an own goal to Castro. The goalkeeper with one of the more unusual goals you will ever see. There we go, confirmation. It's been given as an own goal against the Extremadura goalkeeper, Castro. Palming the ball into his own goal. Rather freakish style. Deflected cross header against the inside of the post, and then a deflection off his hand. I don't think he knew much about it. And Zaragoza looking to build on that now. Forward again they come. Cross deep this time. Here's a poor one from Raul Gutierrez with 3 men in the middle. But 20 minutes played, they've got the bit between their teeth here, Real Zaragoza. You see that goal again. Good work by James Ikbakeme to feed Gual. And then just an instinctive reaction in the end, sticking his hand out from the goalkeeper Castro. He could, didn't know it, but he could have just let it run. Watch it, it would have rolled across the face of goal and probably allowed him to just pick it up. I don't think there are any forwards in position. Looking to get back on level terms, but our Extremadura, but that's easily cleared. Out for a throw-in. Diez with the throw. Ortuño can't control as Munoz gets it away. I've been pretty comfortable at the back so far, Zaragoza. Extremadura's 5-game winning run coming under threat already here. There's Ross picking up the pieces in midfield. Finds Del Mas. Right back sends it forward long. Pep Biel. Again, they're looking capable of creating chances. Back for Del Mas, running into the penalty area. Chance is blocked. Comes out to Ikbakeme. Onto his right foot for the drive. That's blocked as well. Extremadura at 6s and 7s defensively at the moment. Win the throw-in through the work by Ángel Bastos, the left-back. Look at that, 6 shots to 0 in the way of the visiting team. Fair to say, as we move to the midway point of this first half, that Zaragoza, good value for their lead at the moment. There's a long way to go. Perea. Pass inside to Zarfino, who moves away from the challenge. Zarfino. And it comes back now. Ali Diez on the overlap. Good clearance by Munoz. Maybe the most threatening moment we've seen so far from Extremadura. Quique Marquez sending in the good cross. Ortuño with the header. He's good in the air, but couldn't keep that one on target. He'll relish that kind of cross though, Alfredo Ortuño. Really whipped in well by Quique Marquez. Ortuño has become a regular since joining on loan from Albacete midway through the season. It's his 13th game today. He's only got a couple of goals, but he's helped give the team more presence up front physically, even though he's not scored that many. Bastos winning the throw-in for Extremadura. Made a whole host of signings during January, a very busy period for Extremadura. The club's directors really did a good job in turning the team's season around, and there's a run here now. Ortuño has got 2 in the middle. He's going to shoot himself, and then couldn't control the rebound after this save from Christian Alvarez. Ortuño maybe could have laid it across goal after he raced clear by Robin Verdasca. It's not a very convincing shot, with Olave running in at the far post. Pretty straightforward save in the end for Alvarez. But the first real effort on target from Extremadura. As Ortuño laying it off. That's what he does so well. That's what I was talking about, the physical presence he's given the team. It's rallying now, Extremadura, in the last couple of minutes. This is better from them. Bastos. Pereira. He's dispossessed and Igbekeme comes forward. Back to Ross, the captain in the centre circle. Biel showing for the pass, receives it. And gives it straight to Ale Diez. Olabe now moving into a bit of space. Olabe gets it back, the winger on loan from Atletico Madrid. Borja Granero. Run being made down the left by Pereira. The pass nearly found him, just didn't have enough elevation on it. There's a bit of space again for the visiting team now. Here's Raul Gutierrez. Slowing it down, Zaragoza is keeping possession. Working the ball up to Alvaro. See on the screen, more accurate passing so far from Zaragoza, as they're showing at the moment. Ross finds Vedazca. Del Mas coming forward down the right. Pep Biel is short for the pass. He goes inside now. Gual, lovely turn. Can he finish? No, it got the block. Alvaro back for Igbekeme. His shot is scuffed and blocked. They don't get it clear though, and now the long-range effort, that's well off target at the end of it. More moments of threat from Zaragoza. They are looking capable of scoring plenty today. Raul Gutierrez had the shot well off target in the end, but there was a better opportunity for here after Gual controls beautifully. Beats two defenders with that turn. But a good block coming in, I think, from Borja Granero. Must be up to about 10 shots attempted by Zaragoza already. Quite ironic that the goal came not from a shot, from a weird deflection. They come again now. Alvaro Nieto with the cross all the way across goal. Nobody there on the receiving end, fortunately for Extremadura, who have looked so vulnerable defensively today. Ortuño has won a free kick though to relieve the pressure. Well, Extremadura have been very tight at the back in recent weeks. They've only conceded 2 goals in their last 5 games in that 5-game winning run. 3 1-0 wins they've had. Very much not the case today though. They've been very open defensively with the same players as well. There's no changes in there in personnel. So not up to their recent standards at the back. Now they're trying to get forward. Vangel Bastos. Challenge comes in from Del Mas. Gives the home team a corner. Be the first corner of the game for Extremadura. Quique Marquez goes over to take it. Plenty of home fans inside today, close to capacity in the Estadio Francisco de la Era. Will they be cheering an equaliser? They nearly were. Coming in at the far post was Lolo Gonzalez, who maybe should have scored. Had a good chance to run at that. It was beyond Ortuño, and Gonzalez unmarked there. Probably should have scored. Had a free header at the end of it, drifted away from his marker. And you can see from the reaction, he knows he should have done better. Big chance for an equaliser for Lolo Gonzalez, on loan from Oviedo. He's got a couple of goals already for Extremadura in just 7 appearances. It's his ball back now to Castro. Approaching half-hour mark, 1-0 to Zaragoza own goal, a very strange one from Casto. Just before 20 minutes. The home team goalkeeper palming the ball over his own line after a deflection off the inside of the post. Now, long-range shot coming in from Zarfino. Not afraid to take on the strike. The home team captain there, but he's always just drifting wide. Extremadura pushing up to prevent Christian Alvarez from playing the ball out from the back. Chested down well by Ortuño. He has linked play well at times today. Finds Granero, now Lolo Gonzalez. Perea. Run is being made down the left by Bastos, but he's not found him because he's been fouled by Bekeme. Zaragoza midfielder protesting his innocence. And the decision going against him for that challenge. Just barged into Perea. So a set piece. Quique Marquez will deliver it. Whips it in, and Alvarez had to watch it carefully. The flag's up though for offside, so it wouldn't have stood. Awkward coming through for the goalkeeper on the bounce. Yeah, there were three of them in an offside position. And there was a flick from one of those. It was Zarfino who got the touch on it. He was one of the offside trio. First offside of the game. More than half an hour played. Not too often you see that. Tells us we've got two fairly deep-lying defences today. But Extremadura at times feel maybe they've been too deep line because they've conceded a lot of territory to Zaragoza, been rather stretched, the home side, structurally. Too much space between their midfield and defence, which has allowed Zaragoza to launch several dangerous attacks. Ale Diez getting it forward for Zarfino, who's dispossessed. Here's Caviros. Nieto. Good touch from Gual. Inside from Gual to Alvaro now. Look at that space again that I was talking about. He takes on the shot and it's just wide. Well, that was exactly what I was talking about. The amount of space between the Extremadura midfield and defence exposes the defence and has given Zaragoza plenty of opportunity to come forward. And we see there 10 shots already from the visiting team. They've conceded a free kick on this occasion though, the whistle of Jorge Figueroa. This was the chance. Look at them backing off and that space that Alvaro Vázquez had to run into. Dragged the shot wide, but they've had plenty of attacks just like that. Breaking forward from midfield and having a lot of space to run into. Diez takes a free kick, well perceived by the right back as he took it, but Quique was in an offside position. Ale Diez not accepting the criticism. I think he's saying to Quique, well, you should have been onside then. Don't stand offside. He can't tell it's offside from where he's passed the ball. I think I'm in agreement with Ale Diez there. It was a good pass that Quique should have been in a better position to receive. was a famous name for Extremadura on the bench today. One of the most famous names of Spanish football in recent years. It's fair to say, Jose Antonio Reyes. What a great career he's had. Real Madrid, Arsenal, Sevilla. And he was one of the signings for Extremadura in January. But he's not been able to get in the team recently. Manuel Mosquera, the coach, showing very much that he's his own man, not just bowing to the big name and putting Reyes in the starting lineup. Igbekeme battling to try to win the ball back, as he's done on a number of occasions today for Zaragoza already. Couldn't quite do so that time. Here's Borja Granero. In steps Nieto. Biel brings it down on his chest, finds Del Mas. Given away by Biel, and here's Perea. Got Ortuño alongside him. Olabe making a run into the box. Perea taking it on himself. The deflection falls kindly for Zaragoza to clear. Offside has been given there, as the ball was cleared by the visiting team. Marc Gual was in an offside position. Well, the referee getting the free kick taken from the right place. Diez goes back to Pardo. See on the screen there, possession is being edged by Extremadura, but Zaragoza certainly looks more threatening with the 48% of the ball that they've had. Extremadura probably should be happy just to be one down at the moment. They've got a chance maybe to level now. Zarfino able to drive forward. His cross comes to Ortuño. Shot on the turn! Parried away by Alvarez as far as Perea. Still Perea, solid block. And now there might be a break for Igbekeme. Good ball. Now, Gual, can he release Vázquez? He can, what an opportunity. Álvaro Vázquez. Castro comes off his line and does so well there, the goalkeeper. Rescuing Extremadura. Goalmouth action at both ends. And it breaks down in the end on the break for Ali Diez, who felt he was fouled. Well, that was a frantic passage of play. Ended with that not being given as a free kick, but it included two clear chances. Ortuño at one end, forcing the save from Alvarez, the closest that Extremadura have come to scoring so far. And then the rapid break leading to the opportunity for Álvaro Vázquez at the other end. Castro did so well to repel. Another chance goes begging then for Zaragoza. Who will be kicking themselves if they allow Extremadura to get back into this. It won't happen with a cross like that from Ali Diez. Straight out for the goal kick. It was Christian Alvarez keeping his team on ahead. With that save, parrying it, Zarfino with the ball in, Ortuño turning well to shoot. Nice height for Alvarez, and then it led immediately to this break. This was really well done by Marc Gual. Finding Alvaro, tried to take it round the keeper, but Castro was not allowing that to happen. It was a tackle. He didn't use his hands at all there, Castro. There's some discussion on midfield as the player is down. Is that Pep Biel who's down? No, it's Raul Guti. He was caught by Lolo Gonzalez. He didn't feel an offence had been committed. We had a bit of a lively discussion about that, but ready to continue now. Gutierrez back on his feet, able to continue. 5 minutes to play in the first half. Free kick played short. Alex Munoz charged down. And it goes out for a throw-in for Zaragoza. Lofted forward by Nieto. Foot in from Pardo, but Ibakeme wins it back for Zaragoza, something he's done really well today. It's been an effective performance in midfield from Ibakeme, helping Zaragoza to this 1-0 lead. He had a role in the build-up for the opener, doing exactly what I was just talking about, winning the ball, dispossessed Lolo Gonzalez inside the Extremadura half, and that eventually led to the goal. Free kick conceded here by Otoño that they're in no particular hurry to take. Away by Pardo, Nieto with the header. Oh, lovely flick inside. Comes back to Ross. Spread over to Delmas. 3 in the middle, goes back for Ibakeme. Nice pass for Biel. He can't make anything of it inside the box. Otoño chest down well. Pereira, Zarfino. Poor clearance from Granero, picked up by Alvaro. Ibakeme. Delmas. Cross comes in, header from Alvaro. On target, but straight at Castro. Another opportunity, and it was, again, Extremadura giving Zaragoza a helping hand by just giving the ball away in their own half. Long ball up to Kike, who controlled well initially, but then committed the offence, fouling Alex Munoz. Kike Marquez with 6 goals so far this season for Extremadura, the leading goal scorer in the team. The leading scorer, that is, since the departure of Enrique Gallego to Huesca midway through the season. He got 15 goals before January, before moving up to the top flight. And Extremadura, as I mentioned already, made a lot of signings in January. They did really well to replace the goals of Gallego in a different way. They didn't find someone as prolific as him, but with the hold-up play of Otoño and Kike Marquez contributing a few goals from behind him, and others in the team chipping in as well. They've got the goals they needed to get the wins. They've taken them out of the bottom 4. All very competitive in the final stages of this first half. Into the last minute of normal time now. It's going to be a throw-in for Extremadura, who've been second best today, no doubt about it. They've had a few dangerous attacks, but nowhere near as many as Zaragoza. There's Alabe going down in a really heavy collision with Munoz. The referee saw nothing wrong in that. Real clattering to Olabe, but play goes on, and here comes Zaragoza again, looking for a second goal. That's an easy save on that occasion for Castro, straight at him from Gual. Worth taking on the shot. Olabe back on his feet after that collision a minute ago. Well, no extra time allowed by the referee. Little surprising. We did have a couple of stoppages, but on the 45 minutes the whistle blows and Zaragoza have the advantage. A bizarre own goal by the Extremadura goalkeeper Castro around the 20-minute mark, but Zaragoza, good value for the lead. They've had opportunities to be plenty more than one goal ahead. Alfredo Ortuño with the best chance for Extremadura, but the home team have been second best so far at the interval of the Estadio Francisco de la Era. Extremadura 0, Zaragoza 1. The first half, make sure you do, because it was a very unusual one by that man, the Extremadura goalkeeper Castro, instinctively putting up his hand when the ball came towards him off the inside of a post from a deflected cross, and all he could do was palm it over his own line. The attendance of just over 11,238 inside this stadium today, not far from capacity. It's a very healthy crowd in because of Extremadura's excellent recent form. 5 wins in a row before today, but they're struggling to keep that one going so far. Zaragoza have been the better team, deservedly ahead. Still plenty of time to go in this one for Extremadura to try and turn it around. A couple of teams that are looking to inch further towards safety, away from the relegation zone, following a draw for Lugo earlier today. Zaragoza coming into the game 3 points clear of the drop zone. Extremadura 4 points clear. 5 games to go, including this one. First attack of the second half with Zaragoza's. It's Alvaro Vázquez, does well to get into the area, rides a challenge, or tried to score from a very narrow angle. Castro was alert to it, palmed it away. And the same old story continuing from the first half already. Within the first minute, there's a shot from Zaragoza, who had plenty of threatening moments in front of goal in the first half. Here they come again. Gual, Gutierrez, look at the space opening up in front of him. And he's found the fullback here, Dalmas. His final ball was imprecise. It comes to Ross, who can angle it towards the far post. Headed back into the penalty area, cleared by Extremadura, but Zaragoza get it back again. You see 3 shots apiece for Alvaro Vázquez and Alfredo Ortuño in the first half. They're coming again. Gual can turn and shoot low, wide. Pep Biel asking, why didn't you give me the return pass? Running onto it. Gual's had, I think, at least 4 shots now. This was the effort by Alvaro Vázquez. The start of the half, narrow angled drive. Castro safely behind it. You start to wonder how many more chances Zaragoza won. As you see there, 14 shots they've had, and some of them have been decent chances as well. And looking to create more openings now. Gutierrez, it falls loose to Ipaqueme, who's going to stride forward and still go with it. Shot is blocked, comes back to him, he tries another one that's blocked. It's just an endless procession of Zaragoza attacking. Here's Del Mas weaving his way forward. In the end, Angel Bastos gets a foot in. Absolute one-way traffic from Zaragoza in the first 3 minutes of this second half. And Extremadura surely can't hold out their luck much longer. A goal, you'd think, has got to come the way of the visitors if this pressure is maintained. Well, it's not going to be maintained for now because a free kick is given against Gual. The challenge on Zarfino, a rueful smile from the visiting striker. It was for this. Did he catch Zarfino there? Didn't seem to be too much in it, but the referee saw enough. There's a free kick in the way of Zaragoza this time as the captain, Ross, is pulled back by Roberto Alabe. Pulled back and still pulled back, and in the end, the referee blowing the whistle. It's Verdasca, Del Mas. Poor ball gives possession to Bastos now. Pardo goes back to his goalkeeper, the only scorer of the game. Rather cruel thing to say, but he is. Castro with the own goal. Kicks forward and free kick given to Extremadura as Ortuño goes down. Pushed into Ross a little bit there. So set piece now for Kike. Not much angle for him to work with, but there are 5 Extremadura players on the edge of the penalty area. Kike is too shallow with his delivery, so it doesn't find any of them. Gutierrez doesn't get it back from Ikbekeme as it deflects out for a throw. 5 minutes played in the second half at the Estadio Francisco de la Era. Two teams looking to move towards salvation. Zaragoza, if they win, would be 6 points clear of relegation and move up to 13th place for now, with some other games to play. Realistically, these two teams should be safe whatever. They've probably got enough points in the bag already. Lugo 3 points behind Zaragoza, only 4 games remaining. Other teams below them as well, Numancia, although they are playing at the moment, Numancia as well, and they are winning 2-0 against Alcorcón. So it looks like they're going to pick up points, which would send Lugo back into the drop zone. Real Majadahonda also in the mix. Tenerife below these two teams too. Tenerife already played this weekend. They started off the action last night with a 2-1 loss at Granada. Victory that put them into a clear position in second. So that was a good result for these two teams. Tenerife losing to stay below them both. Here's Gual. Goes down under the challenge of Pardo, and the free kick goes against him for a handball, I think. And he's got to be close to talking himself into a booking here. Marc Gual felt that he was fouled as he went down to ground. He grabbed the ball, and it was the handball that was given against him. The fans turning up the volume, trying to cheer their team back into this with a cry of Extremadura. And the free kick is conceded by Olabe, who went in hard on Carlos Nieto. the left back of Zaragoza. That was a very heavy aerial challenge by Olabe, flying into the defender. And that's hurt. Carlos Nieto, player who was born and raised in Zaragoza, came through the club's youth setup. He's only 23 now, just turned 23 last week. He's become a regular in the last couple of seasons, having cut his teeth in the B team. This is the moment when Gual felt he was going to get a free kick a minute ago. Instead he conceded one. He felt he was tripped there. Instead it was handball against him. Play resumes with Nieto back on his feet. Igbekeme. Alvaro turns back to find Igbekeme again. Ross back to Munoz. Those two have been the dominant figures in midfield today, no doubt. Javi Ross and James Igbekeme, they've been in control of the game, really. Certainly dominated Lolo Gonzalez and Gio Zarfino, the two Extremadura central midfielders. The change is being made with the introduction of Nando Garcia in place of Quique Marquez. Now that doesn't look to be a straight swap, because Quique was playing as a support striker behind Ortuño and Nando is a winger. May well see Pereira or Olabe move in field. It looks like it's Olabe, the number 11 you can see in the centre of the screen there. He's gone in field from his right wing position, which is now being occupied by Nando. Nando losing out there though. And Ross moves away from the challenge and sends the pass out for Del Mas. And now it's Biel. He has lost it though and then commits the foul on Pereira. Good defending by Alberto Pereira. Player on loan from Cádiz. Mainly recruited for his ability at the other end, but he did some good work there in defence. Still, Extremadura haven't really got going in this second half. All the threat has been from Zaragoza. Here's Olabe in his new position in the centre of the field. He works his way back out to the right. Diez can move into some space, and he's going to take on a shot. Christian Alvarez safely behind it. Comfortable save, really. Straight at him, not too much power on the ball. And Ale Diez being progressive with his break forward. Gutierrez finds Ross. It's got a full loose for Del Mas, who was fouled. It's taken short for Ross. Gutierrez. Ledasca back to Alvarez. His kick almost finding Alvaro Vázquez down the left. Diez watching it well in the end and getting the header on it, but his ball forward's rather aimless because Ortuño was offside, so couldn't attack it. And Extremadura's impotency coming forward, especially in this second half, continues. They've got it now though, good position. And breaking forward was Zarfino, but he couldn't work the pass to the right. Zaragoza clear, but that was maybe the most dangerous attack that we've seen from Extremadura so far in the second half. Is Borja Granero. A tough one for Pereira to control, but he does bring it down well. Can't be long, you wouldn't think, before Manuel Mosquera thinks about another change, maybe a change of shape even. We've got Nando into the game already, but wonder whether it might be the occasion for Jose Antonio Reyes. Maybe not now, though, because here's Zarfino! Spilled by the goalkeeper initially, but Alvarez able to get it at the second attempt. Just opened up for Zarfino there. Couldn't send the shot to the side of Alvarez, to either side of him, straight at the goalkeeper. Well, better from Extremadura in the last 2 or 3 minutes. It's Nando this time. Olave's in the middle. So too Ortuño. Instead he goes back into midfield for Lolo. Granero. Olave drops deep together. Pass to Pereira. Still plenty in the middle. Bastos. Almost gives it away, but Lolo steps in to win it back. Here's Olave. Looks out to the right. Diaz. Angled ball. Pereira now controls. He's going to take on his man, but good defending by Del Mas. And it deflects off Pereira in the end for a goal kick, and Zaragoza have weathered not exactly a storm, but maybe a few showers. The biggest spell of sustained possession that we've seen from Extremadura so far this half. There's Reyes among the substitutes warming up. Approaching an hour played here. It is an hour played exactly now. As Ortuño can get in behind Munoz, who misjudged that one. Zarfino in the middle. Ortuño steps inside. He's got support. Oh, that's a terrible ball, though, to Pereira. Had a simpler option of a short square pass. A shake of the head for Ortuño, who did well initially to run it down. But then gave possession back to Zaragoza with this throw. Julian Del Mas with the throw. This time it's out for Extremadura ball. Extremadura will be pleased just to survive. They obviously would like to win as many games as they can, climb into mid-table before the end of the season, but after the way they started the season, survival would be just the job, and especially considering it's their first season in this division. It's actually the second club of Extremadura's history. One was disbanded around a decade ago for financial problems, and this version of the club was formed, had to start in the 6th tier, quickly worked their way up. Number of successive promotions, and eventually climbing out of the Segunda B last season. They're under pressure here as Biel carries it on. Still Pep Biel wants to shoot. Oh, what a goal! What a goal from Pep Biel! They've had plenty of chances today, Zaragoza, but they were saving it all up for that absolute beauty. That was one of the hardest chances they've had, but Biel curled that perfectly into the corner, and those Zaragoza fans celebrating now. Victor Fernandez as well, the visiting coach, knows that his team is in a very strong position because of that stunner. Goal of the weekend contender. Castro shakes his head. Had two remarkable goals today. Absolute fluke for the opener with the own goal. Then the second, glorious from Biel, who did it all by himself. Beat a challenge, cut inside another. A little bit of space opened up, and how about that for a finish? A missile inside the corner. Castro with no chance. No goalkeeper stopping that. The touch of Lionel Messi from Pep Biel there with the left foot curled inside the far corner. A fifth goal of the season for Biel. And finally, Zaragoza have got firm control over the game. They could have done so a long time before now. They've had plenty of chances. And it was worth the wait. The offside flag going up to stop that attack from Extremadura. It was a tight decision against Ortuño, but it's gone the way of Zaragoza, who are now comfortable. They've been comfortable, really, in this second half. We've seen a couple of snapshots from long range from Extremadura. They've not created much. They've not attacked too much. And they've got a mountain to climb now. Oh, there's a late challenge. It could well have been a booking, rather lenient from the referee not to get a card out for Nieto. Late challenge on Nando. 25 minutes to play, and if Extremadura can pull one back soon, that still leaves all possible results wide open. Ball played in from the free kick, easily cleared by Ross. And Igbekeme wins the throw. Pep Biel, the scorer of that goal, has had a bit of a nomadic career, even though he's only 22 years old still. He was born and brought up in Mallorca, and eventually moved to the mainland with Rayo Vallecano, and then on to a couple of other clubs, including back to Mallorca with their B team before landing with Zaragoza in 2017. He's been in and out of the team this season. This is his 15th start. And his goal-scoring form in the last months, 4 of his 5 goals this season have come in the last month. Will help solidify his place, especially that beauty. As a cross comes in here, just beyond Ortuño. Took a deflection, I think. Pereira thinking he might be getting a corner out of it, but he's not. But it was Ortuño who was inside the 6-yard box as this ball came in. Just couldn't stretch his head onto it. Bit of a close call there. Zaragoza survive. I mentioned earlier they've scored 3 goals in their last 2 away games. I wonder if they'll get another here to make it 3 in a row of 3 on the road. They've got another 3 more at the forefront of their minds. That's 3 points, of course, to climb surely to safety. There's 6-point margin with 4 games to go. We're going to see another change from Extremadura. It's going to be the introduction of Willy Ledesma. Experienced striker, very regular from the bench here, as he's made 23 substitute appearances this season, Ledesma. As that free kick is awarded there for Zaragoza, the challenge on Ross. That might be the time for Ledesma to be introduced. I wonder if it'll be Ortuño who's going to come off, whether they're going to go for a straight swap. Javi Ross felt that, didn't he? Took a thigh in the back. He's slow to get to his feet, but he is now. So is it going to be Ortuño to come off, straight swap, or are they going to go with two strikers? Well, not making the change yet. Well, that was rather, we could call a bit of a hoof by Verdasco. Castro sends it forward now. Flicked on by Ortuño. Del Mas is in good position to get it back to his goalkeeper, Alvarez. And now the change is made, so into the game comes Willy Ledesma. Another striker into the action because it's a defender, Borja Granero, who's gone off, so centre forward for a central defender. Extremadura going for it, as they have to, really. I think it will see Lolo Gonzalez drop back into defence. Yeah, we can see him on the right of the screen, just got out of shot now, but he's moved back from midfield into defence. There he is, the number 15. Moving forward now, Lolo. So Extremadura chasing the goals as they have to. Ortuño gets some support up front with the arrival of Ledesma. Still no Jose Antonio Reyes. A throw in. Headed away well by Munoz. Goal scorer Biel can't find Gual. There's Lolo. Up to Ortuño. Ledesma trying to wind up a shot. And Munoz with the intervention. Comes out to Perea. Rather isolated over on the left. He's done well to win a throw off the challenge of Guti. Perea sends in the long throw to the near post. Willy helps it down. It's sliced away for another throw. Well, they're going to be light in numbers at the back now, Extremadura, with that substitution. So, opportunities on the break for Zaragoza, you feel. Bastos going back to his goalkeeper, Castro. It looks like they've gone to a back three, if anything, because Lolo, although he's dropped deeper in midfield, he's still playing at the base of midfield rather than in the centre of defence. Ortuño's conceded the free kick here with the aerial challenge on Julian Del Mas. And Zaragoza won't mind this, really. Allows them to run a few seconds off the clock. The other game going on at the moment, still Numancia 2, Alcorcon 0. So Numancia, with that, will climb out of the relegation zone, move to 44 points. Will be just one behind Extremadura. And that shows there's still not much margin for these two teams. Extremadura, despite having won 5 games in a row, the way things stand, are about to be only 1 point above a team who were in the relegation zone an hour and a half ago. So it's tight down there. Rayo Majadahonda will be under pressure tomorrow when they host Albacete, promotion chasers. Good game that one will be. Change to be made by Zaragoza, the first one. And it's going to be Marc Gual who is replaced. The centre forward comes off and his place taken by Jorge Pombo, who's a midfielder. So Victor Fernandez tightening the game up. He's got a 2-goal margin to work with. Gual has worked hard today. He had a few chances for a goal, not being able to get it, but played a part in his team's victory, if it is to be that. Pombo coming on now. Another who came through the club's youth system, another Zaragoza boy. Many of them in this club. As here's Perea cutting it across goal. Dangerously so until Munoz stepped across. Ledesma losing out. Perea trying to win it back, but he can only concede the throw as it's whacked forward by Biel. Touchdown from Pombo. Falls to Ross, who's been very authoritative in the centre of midfield today. The captain of Zaragoza. Helped control the game for his team. Here's Zarfino, home team captain, works it out to the right. Nando. Support on the overlap from Ale Diez, who sidesteps a challenge, sends in a good cross, and Munoz was there to head it away. He was also being fouled by Willy Ledesma. Good play by Alex Munoz, who's been very steady in the centre of defence, and he was fouled as he made that clearance by Willy. And Munoz feeling the force of that challenge, winning the free kick. Let's have a look at it again. There's Ledesma. I'm not sure there was too much contact. Ledesma certainly didn't think so. Lofted forward by Del Mas. Pombo giving chase. Header on by Lolo, but Ikbakeme is there to pick it up. Alvaro keeps it in. Sends in the cross that is going to be easy for Castro to gather. 15 minutes remaining for Extremadura to try and claw themselves back into this one. Not a very good ball forward from Perea, easily cut out by Vedasca, and there's a break on now. Pombo got support on the left from Alvaro. They're in no hurry, so Extremadura have got numbers back as the ball goes back to the halfway line. Keep it moving. 2 goals to the good, Zaragoza. An own goal from Castro in the first half, and an absolute beauty from this man, Pep Biel, in the second. 20-yard curler. Oh, and if Nick Bekembe had been able to control that, he had plenty of green grass ahead of him, but he wasn't able to, so Nando can bring it forward now for Extremadura. Ortuño controls with his arm. Handball, free kick. I think he knew that he had done it. He had to, out of a code of honour, protest the decision a little bit, but not too much, because he knew it was the correct decision. Sticking out his left arm there. Now the final change then for the home side, and it is the introduction of Jose Antonio Reyes, replacing Roberto Alabe. So they're turning to the veteran to try to claw their way back into this game. What can Reyes produce? There's a risky back pass from Lolo. Castro dealt with it well. Ross does well, good ball. Pombo now the space, tries to feed it in behind the defence for the run of Pep Biel, but it was the Zaragoza player committing the foul there, climbing on the back of Pardo. That's another poor ball though by Nando. One back by Diez. Space ahead of him. The two strikers in the middle awaiting the cross. Not that kind of cross. Too deep from Ali Diez, whose delivery has been a little inconsistent today. Second change from Zaragoza. No more action today for Raúl Gutiérrez. And he's going to be replaced by Alberto Zapater. Very experienced midfielder, 33 years old now. This will be his 26th appearance of the season. So Zapater into the action. Victor Fernandez again choosing to tighten up his midfield with his substitutions. Here's one of them, Pombo, who's playing in an advanced midfield role, and look at him burst through now. Can he make it three? Yes, he can! Jorge Pombo puts the result beyond any doubt. Zaragoza are going to go back home with 3 points, and they have scored 3 goals now for 3 consecutive away games. And it's the substitute Pombo who breaks forward to score his 4th goal of the season. Came on in an advanced midfield role and he took full advantage of his opportunity to attack. Powerful run and a good finish. Just standing off in the Extremadura defence, so he says, OK, I'll run through you. Castro unable to keep it out as he breezed past Pardo. And then the right-footed finish is a good one. And that surely is it. 3 points coming Zaragoza's way. 10 minutes to play. Extremadura's 5-game winning run is coming to a close. A few home fans starting to drift out now. Others, though, responding by trying to make some more noise in support of the team. Well, the body language looks pretty low from Extremadura, and you just wonder if Zaragoza want them. There could be more goals for them here. Alvaro, he's looking for one now, and he's landed that on the top of the net. A fierce curling strike. Alvaro Vázquez has come close a few times today. That was another near miss. Well, a bit of a mental challenge coming up for Extremadura in the next couple of weeks now. They've done so well to climb out of the relegation zone with that run of 5 straight wins. They don't want to get sucked back towards it. They're going to be, depending on how the rest of the results transpire, they're going to be no more than 3 points clear, no worse than, excuse me, start again, 4 points clear, with Lugo drawing earlier. Looking for a consolation here as Nando sends in a deep cross. Ortuño can't control, goal kick. So they're going to be 4 points clear of the drop zone still, Extremadura, even with Zaragoza climbing above them. They'll be above Tenerife, above Lugo, and above Rayo Majadahonda. Even if they win tomorrow, they'll still be a point behind Extremadura. So they're still in a decent position. But they can't take anything for granted, and there's got a huge game coming up a couple of weeks from now. As Pombo comes forward, I'll tell you about that in a moment. Zaragoza looking for more goals here. Vázquez. Deep cross for Biel. We've seen what his left foot can do already. Goes back to Igbekeme. And then it breaks down with the ball forward from Delmas. But yeah, Extremadura, a fortnight from now, taking on Lugo at home. Lugo, one of the other teams in the relegation mix. If they lose that one, Extremadura, they will be in real trouble for the last couple of games. If they win it, they should be pretty much safe. Next week, they travel to mid-table Alcorcon, and they won't want to head into the final two games needing any points, because they've got two tough games to finish with, away at Cadiz and at home to Mallorca, a pair of promotion chasers. So it could be some nervous times for Extremadura, especially that home game with Lugo in a couple of weeks. They win that one, they should be okay, but they lose it, it could be nerves jangling for the last two games of the season. Good defensive intervention by Nieto. Igbekeme now has a bit of space, finds Biel on the right. It's a bit of a walk in the park now for Zaragoza. That third goal taken the life out of Extremadura. And look at the confidence that they're playing with. The visiting team looking very comfortable at the moment. It's going to be 7 points out of 9 away from home. Let's see what happened to James Igbekeme there, but he's staying down. And Victor Fernandez, that's concerning for him, the visiting coach. Whether it was a collision off the ball or if he's got some kind of muscle strain, the back of the leg. He's covered a lot of ground today, nearly 10 kilometres. The Nigerian midfielder struggling back to his feet. We do have another substitution available, and looks like they're going to use it as well. Yeah. James Igbekeme is coming off, and he'll be replaced for the final 5 minutes by Yannick Bouya. And for Bouya, it's an opportunity to impress. Not much of an opportunity, but this is his first game of the season for Zaragoza. He's only been with the B team until now. A 20-year-old from the Equatorial Guinea, who's highly regarded in this squad. So with the outcome already assured, he has a chance to show Victor Fernandez what he can do. First, some defending to do as Reyes sends in a good free kick. It's flicked on by Willy Ledesma, but wide of that far post. And despite the rather flamboyant dive from Christian Alvarez, I think he knew that was going wide. Just pulled back from falling on the ball at the end. There's the dive, but kept his hands away from the ball. And there we see what happened to James Igbekeme. It was a muscle injury, no collision. He just went down, holding the back of his left leg. Hamstring problem. Hope that's not going to be a serious one to keep him out. Although in truth, with this victory, Zaragoza have pretty much secured their status for another season. Be 6 points clear of the drop zone. Just 4 games remaining. Here's Boiler getting a chance to get a couple of touches. The substitute lays it back, a simple pass to his captain, Ross. Here he is again. Gives it away. Zarfino up to Otunio, who's fouled. Free kick going the way of Extremadura. Zaragoza finished the season. Their next 4 games see them host Sporting Gijón next week, then travel to Malaga. So they're going to be involved in the promotion shake-up. Not as direct protagonists, but trying to take points off teams who are pushing still for playoff place. And then they'll have a say in the relegation battle again. Last 2 games, as this cross comes in, Alvarez punches away. The last 2 games of the season for Zaragoza are at home against Numancia and away at Tenerife. Could be a nice place to finish the season. A trip to Tenerife in mid-June. Is Reyes. Takes on the shot, bounces off Ross high up in the air and easily gathered by the goalkeeper. This victory will take Zaragoza above 2 teams, Extremadura and Las Palmas, who could climb back above them, probably will in all truth. They play Cordoba at home tomorrow. And really, there's not much opportunity for Zaragoza to go too much higher. Maybe 10th will be the limit of their ambitions for the season. They are 5 points behind Almeria with this win. It's going to be a comfortable mid-table finish, and they can start to build for next season. They've played some really good football at times in the last few weeks. Zaragoza look like they've got the makings of a team far better than the lower mid-table in the Segunda. Interesting to see how they evolve next season. In the final 30 seconds of normal time here, Christian Alvarez comfortably gathering. He's going to get a clean sheet bonus today, it looks like, the goalkeeper. There's Perea. And now Ortuño looking for a consolation, the home side, but Del Mas jumping into the challenge to win it back. And holding Zarfino off the ball. Verdasca comes along to pick up the pieces. And there's Bulia. And here he is again, a substitute now. 2 minutes of added time to be played. Pombo, the scorer of the 3rd goal. Has it again now, trying to take on Pardo, but visiting the home team defender comes away with it. Nando. Oh, looked like he was crowded out. Nando, a beautiful bit of skill, and again, that was really well there. And Pardo tries to advance. Maybe still time for one chance for Extremadura to get something from the game, and it is! Well, he's put wide though by Willy Ledesma. Great play by Nando and Pardo down the right, but the flag was up in any case, wouldn't have stood. But what about the central defender, Jose Antonio Pardo, striding forward there. Did so well, combining with Nando, and then the cross, but yeah, that's offside. So A, he's offside, and B, he missed from 5 meters. Willy Ledesma silencing the drums. And that should be more or less it. Very good job done today by Zaragoza. Long ball comes up, one more bit of defending for them to do. Ortuño, straight at Alvarez. It's not going to be Extremadura's day, not even for a consolation. But in truth, Zaragoza, very worthy winners today. They've been the better team throughout. As the final whistle blows to confirm that victory. A freakish own goal got that up and running in the first half. A deflection by the goalkeeper Casto after the ball hit the inside of his post. Then a glorious second goal from Pep Biel, followed up by Jorge Pombo, the substitute, finishing well after striding into the area. So those Zaragoza fans heading home happy. 3 points in the bag. They've scored 3 away from home in 3 consecutive games now. and the 3 points lift them closer to safety for Extremadura. Could still be a nervous finish to the season, but it's finished at the Estadio Francisco de la Era. Thank you for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the action from La Liga 1-2-3. Full-time score, Extremadura 0, Real Zaragoza 3.